ZBTR TV presents Conversations with Mhambi.
Empowering the future, strengthening democracy, and building a vibrant civic culture among Zambia's youth.
Tune in every third Saturday of the month as I host young, vibrant Zambian guests discussing matters of national interest. Good morning and welcome to Conversations with Mhambi, where Zambia's young voices share ideas that shape our nation's future. I'm your host, Mhambi Musonda.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. This is Conversations with Mhambi on ZBTR TV. We're excited and we're very grateful that you all are here. We have a special guest with us, Mr. Charlton Moono from Copperbelt University. But before we bring him on, we're going to show our commercial, and then we'll see you on the other side.
Another year has passed. You're a Zambian living abroad, and you still haven't made progress on your property investment goals. Does that sound familiar? The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack ambition. A lot of people fail because they just don't have a clear system to follow. And when you live abroad, the whole process of buying property can seem even more confusing. Lucky for you, we have just the thing to turn your property dreams into action. Join us for an exclusive session where we'll break down proven strategies to help you set, sustain, and achieve property goals in 2026. You'll even get a workbook to help you map out your own personal property investment plan. If securing your financial future through property is important to you, then sign up using the link below and join us for our property goal setting session for 2026. In just one session, you'll walk away with expert strategies to help you set achievable property goals, step-by-step guidance on budgeting and smart investment tips, and a structured workbook to help you prepare your own personal property plan. This is one webinar you can't afford to miss. Sign up now and start 2026 with a solid plan. The webinar is taking place on 28th March at 17 hours Zambian time. So register now using the link below, and we can't wait to see you there.
All right, Brother Charlton, how are you? Can you hear us? Hello. Can you hear us, brother? Well, we will go. Can you hear us? There he is. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? Your mic is muted. Can you hear us, brother? All right, we'll go to another commercial break. Unfortunately, this is what happens when
Mhambi, let's do this. We can even go without the video camera if he's having technical problems. Sure. Because let's just give him a chance and see your theme. Talk about the theme of your conversation.
Well, the theme of our conversation was going to be around economics, excellence, and really a multifaceted leadership skills that he has. Charlton wrote a book about a month ago that was published called I Am Becoming. And so he's been on a book tour at his university, Copperbelt University. So the intention was just to have him on the show to discuss his book and to discuss some of his leadership experience that he has garnered across his campus community and across the country. His book he was on a book tour that featured members, local public officials, local politicians in the Copperbelt, student leaders in Zambia. So
that's interesting. What was that, like an event where they did that, or what was that about?
Well, actually, how I reached out to him is I found I was scrolling through social media, and then I found his news article. And so there was a news article, I believe, on one of the social media pages that featured him. So I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, I'm doing this show. We'd like to reach out to you." And so I found him there, and so we built a relationship. And I told him, why don't you come and appear on the show sometime in January, February? We couldn't work out a date, and so that's where I found him. So.
Okay, I see in the theme of this conversation, it says economics, eloquence, and excellence. Try to break down each one of those words: economics, eloquence, and excellence. Why that? Why
Well,
that?
I'll choose the excellence part first. You have a lot of youth in Zambia, across the world, that are, I'll say specifically African young people that are doing a lot of great things in the community. And so we decided to focus more on his leadership skills and excellence.
Okay.
So, and then the economics part is he's an economics major at his local school, which fit. Maybe we talk about, sort of what it means to be an economics major and what does that entail. And multidimensional, because writing a book is also another form of, leadership in it. You have to be a really talented individual to juggle that all while being a student. So that's where the multidimensional leadership piece came in.
Okay. Charlton, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, do this. Let's try to do it without you are still in. Try to do landscape like we said.
Okay, I think I'm back now.
No. You see how you're looking? Let me show you. Look at this. This is the way you look. We can't do it this. Okay, just let's go with this, Muhambi. All right. Okay, you guys are.
All right, brother. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about
Am I still dark?
Well, it's all right. We'll still go with it.
It's okay
At least
now?
we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. So that's good.
Okay.
All right. So tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay.
So tell us, tell the audience who you are, what you do, and yeah.
Okay, let me just put this ear. I put the earpiece so that you.
No problem. So, our guest today is a student at Copperbelt University in Zambia. And as I explained with my conversation with Pastor Nathan, he is a economics student. He is a student leader. He is a analyst. He is a public speaker. He is a poet. And so all these fit in the context of multidimensional leadership. Being a multidimensional leader is, and sort of what we want to learn during this discussion is how do all these dimensions coexist without competing with one another? Because when you are a student in university, you are balancing a lot of things. And this is an individual who I explained has written a book. This is an individual who is a leader on campus. This is an individual who is also a leader in the community. So when you are sort of performing all of these duties, they can oftentimes overlap. And so our discussion is to learn sort of about how these different dimensions compete and overlap with each other. Brother, how are you? You're good? You can hear me well?
I'm getting you. Are you able to get me?
I can hear you just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, all right. So tell the audience about who you are and what you do. You probably want to try taking out the AirPods out of your ear. Yeah, you probably want to take it. Now we can hear you a little bit better.
The challenge is my phone is very low when it comes to.
Well, we can hear you great on this side.
Loudspeaker.
We can hear you pretty good on this side.
Slow. Okay. It's kinda my phone volume is kinda low.
Oh, it's low when you're trying to hear from me?
Yes, because I can barely get you. Let's try out this one if it will work out.
All right.
Okay.
Can you hear me good?
It's low. Getting you for me, it's low unless I use a pod.
All right. We can try the AirPod then.
Let me try to.
All right.
Just use the pod here.
Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
A little bit.
A little bit? What about now? Are you good now? Is the volume good? All right, we're Are you good now? You can hear us?
Yeah.
Are you able to hear us now?
Yeah, I'm able to get you.
Okay. So tell us about.
Are you able to pick me?
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, I can get you a bit. I don't know what's happening. Is this my phone or?
No problem. So tell us a little bit about who you are. Introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Charlton Moono, a fourth year economics student. Uh, I can say a leader, data analyst, and an author in a layman's language, or in short.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you're all these things. You're a leader. You're an analyst. You're an author.
Yes.
How do all these dimensions compete with one another?
Okay. I'm talking about coexistence.
Yes, coexistence.
Okay. So I think without competition, truly these things can coexist. But where we put in competition, these things can't coexist. I feel like every component of what I do or what I have adds a meaningful value to a complete person or to a complete ambition.
Okay. Okay, that's powerful. So my next question is, what does leadership mean to you? You're obviously a leader on campus, but what does leadership mean to you, and how do you define leadership?
Okay. So I feel like I would say leadership is for me is impact or filling the gaps. All right. Filling filling the gaps where someone has to come in where there are a lot of complainants. You are supposed to be the person who fills that gap and finds a solution. Right. So I feel like leadership for me is impact and just bringing out uh filling up the gaps for the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what principle anchors you when your leadership responsibilities feel overwhelming? Because of course you're a very well known individual on your campus.
Yeah.
So what principles anchor you when you feel like the responsibility has become burdensome?
Okay. So I feel the only principle that anchors me when leadership can be so overwhelming. You are dragging there and here, and you really need and people need you to deliver and fulfill. Okay. So the leadership principle that I always move with is achievement. I always move with that. You have to achieve. So regardless of what situation I am in, I make sure that maybe at least one aspect or the other of the different challenges I'm given, one has to be attained.
Mm,
Yeah.
thank you for that. So you said that you're an economics student, so you're studying economics. From
Yes.
your learning, from your studies, what is the most urgent facing economic issue facing the youth of Zambia?
Okay. So I would say when you look at the economic issue that's challenging with most people or youth in Zambia, I would say unemployment.
Mm,
Okay. Unemployment, that's a challenge. And where it's coming in again is as youths, we are expecting the government to employ everyone. Okay. We're expecting the government to employ everyone, which is very difficult.
mm.
Yeah. So the challenge is unemployment. And
Okay.
if we can't speak about a problem without providing a solution. So I feel like as youths, we need to find an aspect to strike a balance for self-employment, where we supposed to venture into just small businesses and hustling for ourselves, because unemployment is a problem that even another government will come and find and all those. So the major economic problem is unemployment.
Unemployment. All right. So do you believe that the transformation of the country begins with a policy shift, a mindset shift, or a character shift? The transformation of Zambia, does it begin with a policy shift, a mindset shift, or a character shift?
Okay. I do, because when you talk about these things, you've just incorporated together. Okay. Uh, one one important aspect is the mindset. If we really change the mindset on how we view ourselves, on how we view how the economy should develop, I think that's a basic thing. It begins the mindset. If we really change the approach on how we want the economy to develop, how we want the country to transform, I think it begins the mindset. I really believe all those things, if they're incorporated together, they are key to transformation for the country.
Okay, thank you. Very good question. Very good answer. So you're also someone who does public speaking.
Yes.
How do you think that articulation is shaping influence? How can young people protect the credibility of their voice?
Just rephrase the question.
I said you're also a public speaker. So how has public speaking shaped your leadership skills and shaped you personally?
Okay, great. Public speaking has really shaped me. You are supposed to understand, if you want to lead people, you are supposed to be good at public speaking. You have to know how to speak. You have to, if we go back to the Bible, one advantage about Daniel, he was a good negotiator. He had that skill of negotiation. So as a speaker or as a leader, public speaking really shapes you to be able to speak and outstand. Because without someone, if you've got a leader who's so silent, they'll be even be silent on matters that are very important.
That's
so public
true.
speaking has helped me to communicate, all right, to communicate effectively, actually, because you are able to understand the language of people. You know when to deliver this information, when to deliver this information, and you know how to attract the audience. So it has really been good. It's good because without communication you can't, and without public speaking you can't communicate. So it has really helped me a lot to stand out in audiences, to speak to masses and at large.
So my next question is, so you've also achieved excellence in academia, obviously in school and outside of school. So in your opinion, is excellence a gift? Is it a discipline, or is it a decision that one decides to make?
Okay, so when you look at excellency, excellency is not a gift. I've got a saying. I've got a saying always I move with, say, success is not a gift. So when you talk about excellency, I think it's a matter of being intentional. You have to be deliberate on how you do everything for you to achieve excellency. Okay, so it's not really a gift. It takes discipline to be excellent. So you marry being intentional and having the discipline. Without discipline, I think you can't attain excellency, right? So because excellency is more like mastery. Mastery is a process. So for you to reach on that extent of you being good, you being excellent, I think you have to be intentional. It's not a gift. Apart from being intentional, you are supposed to uphold the discipline, because discipline makes someone to achieve that. All the people that we've ever had who've been great, Muhammad Ali, they've got a certain kind of a discipline that made them to be at the top. So excellency, you have to be intentional, and you need that discipline.
That's great. So you're inspired by Barack Obama. I've seen. So tell me about sort of how his story, how his journey has inspired you, like it has inspired many across the world.
Okay. So I think when you look at Barack Obama, him being my inspiration, Brother Msonda, he became president amidst racism. Okay, and he's always in history to say the only black American president. Okay, so one thing we're supposed to understand is people always who become great, they attempt to be, maybe not to be okay in their mindset of thinking. People would think maybe you're insane because you've broken the status quo. Okay, so Barack Obama broke that status quo, and he made a difference where people are saying it's impossible. Him says, I think this is possible because he comes up and says the audacity of hope. I think for you to attain something, need that audacity to be aggressive of what you want. So it's someone who says, when I look at him, I say it's possible even amid this negativity. It's possible even when people don't view you to be there. But as long as you persist and you reach there, you're going to make it.
Do you think, I'm curious, this is sort of not in my list of questions, but do you think, how do you think American politics, or are there any sort of American politicians that have sort of informed your understanding of leadership outside of Obama?
Okay. If you're apart from Obama, I like that question. Okay.
No, he's a good
Now,
he's a good he's number one. So.
okay. I think from American politics, I think apart from Obama, I think I dwell much on the advocates like Martin Luther. Yeah, those have inspired me because they really stood out in society and pointed out what this is not right. This is not right. I think what I look at from other people as advocates from American politics, there are those people who just have the courage to stand out and say this in society is not right. So I learned that again. I'm not supposed to be silent when I'm supposed to speak, and I'm supposed to be silent when I'm not supposed to speak. So speak for justice.
That's I want to emphasize that question. Then I'll ask you this question: as a student leader, where have you, give me an example of where you've had to walk in courage as a leader on your campus?
Okay. I think I will speak of we talk of elections, right? You know that on the other hand, I am the Secretary General for Electoral Commission.
Yes.
So courage comes in, where I've worked with courage is where people are saying this time around we just need one president to stand and we don't want any other people to be on the ballot. All right, some sorts of, maybe people have got extension or some outside authority and saying maybe I need to be on the ballot alone, and people try to corrupt you on the other extent. I think if I'm really on track with the question. So I've worked with courage on that, where people just say, okay, you lose friendships because some people are your friends or are supposed to be on the ballot and you stand on the rightful ground and you just say, no, I think I'm taking my courage here. No matter what I lose, even if my name will be threatened on the other hand, I'm taking the same route. That is right.
Thank you. So my second part is I want to talk about your book. So just tell us a little bit about the book you've written.
I am becoming.
So why did you choose that title?
Why did I put that title? I think if you look at the title of the book, it just says I am becoming. And someone may say I'm becoming a thief. Okay. All right. So I left it open. First of all, let me begin by saying I left it open. I am becoming. Everyone is becoming something different. If I maybe limited it, say I'm becoming an economist, maybe engineers wouldn't have bought it. Maybe other people wouldn't have liked it because I limited it. So I said I am becoming, and I left it open. So you can become anything that is good. You can become anything that is so great in this world, right? So you look at why did I choose it? I am becoming. So everyone in this world is becoming something. Okay. So I looked at the journey that someone goes through to attaining their dreams. I haven't lived much decades. I've just lived 2 decades and 5 years. So the issue is I really don't know much about life. But what I've seen already is someone wants to become. And in a process of becoming is not easy. Someone says you don't just become, you incur a lot of stress. Okay, so I said I am becoming, I am. It feels like it's ownership, all right? I am feels like ownership. When someone says I am becoming, they really focus on themselves. What are you becoming? All right. So I really looked at that title. When someone says I am becoming, they're going to feel themselves, say they want to be something, they want to be someone out there.
I like what you said. I've only been living for 21 years, so I like you. I don't have much experience. But my next question is, what does becoming require?
Okay.
What does becoming require?
Okay. So becoming requires standing out.
Mm,
Okay. Being apart, looking different. I think I was telling someone some time back, I'm saying we're at the stage of disappointing one another. When one person says, let's go to the market in a group of 5, I think one person amidst that group is supposed to say, no, I think I'm busy. All right. So that person is standing out. Why are you busy? You've got other agendas and like following the pattern of the group. That's just simple analysis. All right. So I'm becoming requires standing out. You're being different. You have to break the status quo. You have to be unique. So when you become unique, you're specializing in your best area. And
mm,
becoming requires honoring your calling. Everyone has got something they are good at. Okay, so if you really identify what you are good at, that takes you to become the person that you want. In other countries, Mr. Musonda, if a
mm,
child is good at sports, they won't even waste time take them to school. They say, I think you just learn the basics, you go at the academy. Okay,
mm,
so I'm becoming requires honoring your calling, requires trimming the cycle, requires understanding the times. When we're in the AI generation, Gen Z time, you have to understand that. So all that, it's a broad way, but those are the basics I can say. I'm becoming requires giving back to the community. I'm becoming requires networking. Yeah.
mm. I like that. So tell us what is networking, because some people just think that it's handshakes. Tell us what is networking if you want to become.
Okay. So I think taking pictures and shaking hands with people isn't networking. People feel like because I've met Mr. Msonda is a great man. Let's take a picture. I think sir, you inspire me. So I feel like you've done the networking and you go home like that.
Mm,
Okay. So I think networking, Mr. Msonda requires showing people your value. Okay. So it's like I've met you and you wake at ZRA,
mm,
then we're just having a conversation. You are the big boss, and I'm just a student. Then I start explaining about the taxes, how they run in the country. Then you, as a big boss, are going to say, "Oh, I think there is substance in this youngster." So that attracts someone who's higher than you. So you
mm,
need to have something that will attract someone who's higher than you. That's networking because you've got something to put at the table. Without something you're putting at the table, it's not networking. You are sucking. That's why you
mm.
find that people at the end of the day, they block you from texting them because you've got nothing to offer. Or they say, or they'll tell you, it's, I think, in the local language in Bemba, someone will say, Chikwelechi. It's not
Mm,
networking. All right. So you were supposed to understand that. Shaking hands and taking pictures isn't networking. You're supposed to have value such that when I call you, Mr. Msonda, even if you're in a meeting, when my name reflects on the phone, you're going to say, "Oh, Charlton has called." Charlton will get back to you because I'm worthy being answered on your phone. So
mm.
it's value, not taking pictures, not being available, not just getting numbers. It's about what value do you have that that big man can call you back and say and give you a task to do. That's networking basically.
Mm. Wow, I like that. It's about adding value, adding value. So,
Yes.
do you think that we are ever finished becoming?
Becoming never ends till you die.
It never ends. It never ends.
That's why you find that people like Bill Gates, they've got a lot of billions in their accounts, but they still wake up at 4 a.m. Why are they waking up? It's the higher you go, the more you want, to become. I think uh, that's how human nature is. So if you don't have to be content. If today that's the same way we keep on going. People go up to PhDs. I think we have to keep on going, keep on attaining, keep on attaining. That's success. Success is never enough.
So how can someone recognize that they are living for approval rather than purpose? We're talking about becoming, and you talk about adding value. So how can someone recognize when they are seeking approval rather than becoming?
Okay. Seeking approval rather than becoming. Okay. Let me give a simple analysis. Okay, let me give a simple analysis on a post on the status. Okay, if I post something on the status, then people don't love it or they don't react on the love button, then I delete it because people haven't liked it. I'm living to approval. Yes, when I'm feeling like people have to approve the stuff I'm doing. Okay, generally, if you are really doing something positive, there's no approval of any kind. The only approval is people accepting that you are really achieving in life. So people are on the approval when you're alone, okay? When you sit in a room and you are able to decide on your own, you are able not to be influenced in decision making by other people, then you're supposed to know that indeed here I'm independent, I'm not living in an approval. Okay, there are people don't make decisions in life. Every decision they have to consult. Sometimes take the courage and make a mistake in that decision, and you'll be proud to say that this is a mistake, yes, but indeed I'm bold enough that I decided on my own. No one decided for me. Okay, so approval. People always want people to smile at something. All right, we are in a society where we are taught to say the song only makes sense if people are dancing it. So the song can be making sense even when someone is seated. All right. So we really have to understand those aspects. So approval, when you start making your own decisions and start doing your own stuffs, with people just come and say, okay, I think what you've done is good. What you've done there, you've erred. Then you've seen that I think I'm not living in approval. I'm doing it on my own, but I'm getting advice. So I think that's a transition to getting advice than getting approval from people.
That's so my next question, and I like that, is how did writing this book force you to become?
Okay. Let me just speak of the general title. I am becoming. Okay. So now imagine today, they hear that I store something at a supermarket. Okay. Then the question will be, is this the person who's really becoming? Okay. So this title of the book, or just writing this book, it comes with a lot of principle. If there's something that I wrote recently called is, now that you have it, what are you doing with it? Okay. Now that you have it, what are you doing with it? Now that I have it, I have to safeguard the status. Now that I have it, I have to safeguard my name, my brand. My behavior has to be on point. So just writing this book has really shaped me to uphold some standards that a person who looks to be an inspiration to people has to uphold to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very powerful. So how can young people stay grounded while the world evolves? As we are in this process of becoming, how can we stay grounded while we are still becoming?
Okay. Many people rush into performing before becoming.
Mm.
Okay. So one thing that we forget are the basics. There are some basics that really make us. We really need to, becoming can be so nice. Today become something great and you forsake all your principles and all your basics. But
Yeah.
the issue is what the advice I can say is stick to the basics that made you to be at the top or to become what you wanted to be. You always have to get back to those basics. Get back to the drawing board. Look at those patterns you had. Don't lose them. Because if you lose them, then you've really lost the ground.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That I like that. I like that. So how does personal transformation contribute to national transformation, right? We're all young, we're in our 20s, we're in this process of personal transformation. We want to be leaders of industry one day. So how does our personal transformation contribute to national transformation?
Okay.
How can our country become?
Yeah, true, true. Okay, so the development of the country is begins at the grassroots. I am a leader in school, and there is a slim probability that my leadership skills after graduating are going to change. So what I'm upholding to, if I am really a corrupt leader here, I am really a womanizer here, I am really someone who is a leader but does all sorts of things, that those
Mm,
things are going to reflect in an office, in public office.
mm,
Okay. So the issue is, as how can our country or our personal transformation change a country? So me being positive at this stage, building a good foundation, I'm going to be a positive leader in that community, and that will
mm,
ease in transformation development at a country level. So it
mm,
begins by working on ourselves now. The transformation has to be positive, and as we go out there, we are baked people who are going to produce results.
mm. Wow, that was very powerful. So what kind of country do you hope that this generation will build? As well, what kind of country do you want us young people to inherit, to build?
Okay. So I would say a country that has got equal allocation of resources, all right? A
Mm,
country that's opposed to fairness, yeah?
mm,
And otherwise, the major thing I really want to work on is the work culture. Yeah, work culture. I find that things are delayed at officers level. In that officers level, when things are delayed, or having unnecessary procedures that delayed development. So I think if we can begin from that, I would want someone to inherit a country that has got speed up processes in offices and all structures, so that every agenda is pushed on time. So I think that's what I would want to see.
mm, mm. Wow. So my last question is, if to what would every young people sort of let me rephrase.
Yeah.
If every young person was if every young person embraced the journey of becoming, what do you think would change in their personal lives and in our collective lives as young people across the country, across the world, if we all embraced the journey to become?
Okay. So I think if everyone embraces the journey of becoming, they're going to find their purpose. Okay.
Mm,
Because what is life without purpose? Okay. So if everyone in the country, every youth, every person embraces on the journey of becoming, they really want to achieve something and be someone, I think we're going to have bigger circles, bigger great people. All right.
mm,
Bigger people are going to who be decided on what a community should look like. Okay. Because I always move with the principle, in every new place that you go to, find something wrong, not something good.
mm,
Because when you find something wrong, that's development. Okay, if you go in a place and when you are eating a biscuit, then you look around and say, there are no beans here. I think that's a mindset that's becoming and that's giving back to the community. So if everyone embraces that, I think we're going to be a greater country and a greater society.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is such a phenomenal answer, Brother Charlton. So, is there any last thoughts that you would like to share with us before we go?
Okay.
Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts
Okay.
you'd
So
like
I
to
think
share?
what I would say is every human being is very important. Everyone has got a role to play. If in school you only left people like me, I think school would be boring because there'll be no people to play sports. There'll be no people to play sports. There'll be no people to just to make noise. And it's funny if someone just screams out there and then someone here laughs. It's a plus to someone who's laughed because it has done something to their healthy. Okay,
Mm,
so the word for this evening is everyone is important.
mm,
Okay, and let us not as our circle, our human circle, or youths, or everyone out there, uh, demise everyone is becoming. What am I trying to say? Everyone has got something they are good at. All right. So when we see a brother training at the pitch, we see a brother studying for 10 hours, I think we shouldn't demise those people. Everyone has got a stronghold.
mm,
So let us embrace and let us support everyone's different stronghold and capability because we're talking about an orchestra. An orchestra is where different sounds meet and make a melody.
yeah.
So the missing of one sound, one note there, the melody will be distorted. So we really need everyone. We need a bass conductor. We need a footballer. We need a preacher. We need a writer. We need a singer. So what I'm trying to say is nothing, no work is above any other work.
Mm,
We're in a society where school has been embraced that if someone is not making it in class is not important. But at the end of the day, even educated people will sit on TV and watch soccer. What are we trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is
mm,
everyone is important in this journey and let us embrace everyone is becoming, everyone is talent, and let us support one another because at the end of the day, we're a collective and we become an orchestra and that's a melody and that's development.
mm, mm. You have heard it from his mouth, the author of I Am Becoming. Brother Charlton, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you very much.
appearance. This was very, very powerful. We look forward to having you on again. And just tell everyone where they can find you, how they can, keep in contact with you, your Facebook information.
Okay. So if on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook. The name there on the headline there at the screen bar is Charlton Moono. You can search it and you'll find it on Facebook. You can follow me there. And interestingly, we share motivational quotes. We learn from each other and we look forward to develop and we leave imprint in someone's heart.
Mm, mm. Well, there he is, Brother Charlton. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you on again. Thank you, brother.
Thank
We
you very much,
appreciate
brother.
it.
It was good interacting with you.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Well, that was our show for this month. It was a very fantastic discussion featuring the multidimensional leadership of our dear brother Charlton. Of course, you can follow him on social media. He has a very wide network, and of course, you can support his book that came out. We look forward to having him on again. I want to thank Pastor Nathan again for this opportunity. We look forward to seeing you next month. We'll be coming on two times during the month of March. I believe the second weekend during the month of March for special on National Youth Week. And then we're going to have on the 21st of March, another special on Women's History Month. So I look forward to seeing you again next month. And that was this month's edition of Conversations with Muhambi. Thank you very much.
Another year has passed. You're a Zambian living abroad and you still haven't made progress on your property investment goals. Does that sound familiar? The truth is most people don't fail because they
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.